कृष्णा प्रेममयी राधा, राधा प्रेममयो हरि।
कृष्ण प्रेममयी राधा, राधा प्रेममयो हरि।
जीवने निधने नित्यं
राधा कृष्ण
support us to this grand function of 25th anniversary of Bhaktivedanta Academy. இங்கு குழுமியிருக்கின்ற அனைத்து முக்கியஸ்தர்கள் நாளை நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு குறிப்பாக 25ஆம் ஆண்டு வெள்ளி விழா பக்திவேதாந்தா அகாடமி வளர்ந்து 25 ஆண்டுகள் ஆயிற்று. இதனை கொண்டாடும் விதம் இன்றைய விழா உடனடியாக வந்து விழா அரங்கில் அமருமாறு தாழ்மையுடன் கேட்டுக்கொள்ளப்படுகிறார்கள். We kindly request all the devotees.
कृष्णा प्राणमयी राधा, राधा प्राणमयो हरि।
कृष्ण प्राणमयी राधा, राधा प्राणमयो हरि।
जीवने निधने नित्यं
राधा कृष्ण
कृष्ण गेह स्थिता राधा, राधा गेह स्थितो हरि।
कृष्ण गेह स्थिता राधा, राधा गेह स्थितो हरि।
जीवने निधने नित्यं राधा कृष्ण नीलांबरधरा राधा, पीतांबरधरो हरि।
नीलांबरधरा राधा, पीतांबरधरो हरि।
जीवने निधने नित्यं
I go first, then Bhakti Shastri. We invite our honest guests led by our Maharaj onto the stage, please. Mr. Maharaj. We invite Mrs. Kasturi Priya and Dr. Prabhakar Murli on stage.
Stand at the
Shri Nandagopal sir, we start.
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशधारिणे श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि
Raising this dual celebration of the Silver Jubilee anniversary of our Bhaktivedanta Academy Coimbatore and the graduation of the Bhakti Shastri students and Bhakti Vaibhav students. This solemn ceremony will conclude with an exciting and chirpy play presented by the English batch of Bhakti Shastri 2022. Do stay, watch and encourage us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. அறியாமையில் மூழ்கி சுய பிரச்சாரம் பீறிய தன்னிடம் தஞ்சமடைந்த அர்ஜுனனுக்கு கவலைக்கொள்ளாதே, நான் உனக்கு ஞான விளக்கை ஏற்றுகிறேன் என்று கூறிய கிருஷ்ணரின் கூற்றை அனைவருக்கும் கொண்டு சேர்த்த தவறு பக்தி வினோத சுவாமி மகாராஜ் அவர்களால் 25 வருடங்களுக்கு முன்பு தொடங்கப்பட்ட இந்த பக்தி வேதாந்த அகாடமியின் வெள்ளி விழாவுக்கு வந்துள்ள அனைத்து நல்ல உள்ளங்களையும் வருக வருக என்று இருவரும் கூப்பி வரவேற்கின்றோம். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா.
Hare Krishna. Jai Jagannath Dalapani Sukrimai. Bhaktivedanta Academy 25ാം വാർഷികം ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ഈ ശുഭവേളയിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കാൻ എത്തിച്ചേർന്നിരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ ഭക്തജനങ്ങൾക്കും സ്വാഗതം അറിയിക്കുന്നു. കോയമ്പത്തൂർ ഭക്തിവേദാന്ത അക്കാദമിയുടെ ഈ 25ാം വാർഷിക ആഘോഷം മനോഹരമായ ഒരു കീർത്തനത്തിൽ തുടങ്ങി മുതിർന്ന സന്യാസിവര്യന്മാരുടെ പ്രഭാഷണം, ഭക്തിശാസ്ത്രി, ഭക്തി വൈഭവം തുടങ്ങിയ കോഴ്സുകൾ പൂർത്തീകരിച്ച് സർട്ടിഫിക്കറ്റ് വാങ്ങാൻ വിതരണം, അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ ഭക്തിശാസ്ത്രി ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് അംഗങ്ങൾ അവതരിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ഒരു നാടകം എന്നിവയിലൂടെയാണ് സമ്പൂർണ്ണമാകുന്നത്. ഏവരെയും ഇതിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു. May I request Ivanti and team to honor the garlanding ceremony with the recitation of the Brahma Samhita. Please come up on stage and be ready. I request Madhugopal Prabhu to come and honor the dignitaries on the stage with garlands. Madhugopal Prabhu will honor His Holiness Sri Maharaj. His Grace Sankarshan Prabhu will honor His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. His Grace Madhugopal Prabhu will honor Dr. Nandagopal. His Grace Sankarshan Prabhu will honor Dr. Prabhakar Murli. Authorized Station and Video displaying the various activities and programs will now be telecast on the LED to the left of the stage. We request everybody to please concentrate and view that now.
To college students, graphically explaining to them what is karma, graphically explaining to them what's really connection. And that took me also by surprise. And the story discovered that the senior devotees, disciples of Prabhupada, they were all floating the whole institute of Vrindavan is like VIH, Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education. I became very excited that somebody else is also doing the same thing. And I remember taking the materials and I'm excited. Started using them and regularly was teaching in the village. And since then, there is a formalization of educators in the form of taking a teacher's training course and the one with the training them. Teacher's training course. I ran and enrolled in my Keynote first year.
Years of very systematic study of the four Bhakti-Shastra books including the Bhagavad Gita, and wonderful exercises, practical activities that Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj and all faculties have designed. I can proudly say that I have attended one of the best Bhakti Shastras.
Encapsulate the tremendous reach out of Bhaktivedanta Academy, Coimbatore, His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj's lifetime mission to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's mission of Krishna consciousness reaching to one and all. Now we will have His Grace Sankarshan Prabhu submit the Bhaktivedanta Academy report.
Hare Krishna. So this is a Silver Jubilee report of Bhaktivedanta Academy ISKCON Coimbatore. So celebrating 25 years of transformative education and spiritual service. As a famous quote by Srila Prabhupada, the old system of Gurukul should be revived as the perfect example of a system designed to produce great men, sober and responsible leaders who know what is the real welfare of the citizens. So the Bhaktivedanta Academy, a sacred initiative of ISKCON Coimbatore, was inaugurated in the year 2000 by respected Prime Minister, former Prime Minister of India, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Since its inception, the Academy has become a beacon of Shastric education and spiritual outreach, offering courses in English, Tamil and Malayalam. Our foundational Bhakti Pravesh online Bhakti Pravesh courses introduces aspirants to the science of self-realization and the life of Srila Prabhupada through Leelamrita. This leads naturally to a Bhakti Shastri program, a comprehensive study of Bhagavad Gita book, the Upanishad book and nectar devotion and nectar of instruction. This course nurtures both intellect and devotion through sloka memorization and reflection and practical application. Over 500 students have completed Bhakti Shastri course. Under the guidance of senior mentors such as His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, His Grace Atul Krishna Prabhu, His Grace Vanamali Gopal Prabhu, His Grace Harilila Prabhu and others. The Bhakti Vaibhav course delves deeper into Srimad Bhagavatam first 6 cantos, cultivating humility, faith and unwavering devotion. Conducted in English and Tamil with Malayalam soon to follow, this course has seen enthusiastic participation and growth. The Academy is preparing to launch the Bhakti Vedanta course very soon, further extending the opportunity for dedicating learners to deepen their understanding of Srila Prabhupada's legacy. So various workshops and seminars also conducted by Bhaktivedanta Academy. The Academy has hosted specialized programs including Founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada Founder Acharya course, the Holy Name workshops and Vaishnava Ticket course, Women in Krishna Consciousness course, Shiksha programs and leadership seminars facilitated by revered teachers like His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, His Grace Sureshwar Prabhu and His Grace Mahatma Prabhu, Her Grace Devaki Mataji and others. These workshops have inspired sincere transformation and various outreach programs for children guided by His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. A dedicated team offers a value-based education for children both online and in schools. The Ankur Value Education team promotes education with values, fostering integrity, compassion, confidence in young learners. Folk Club, Friends of Lord Krishna. This dynamic mentorship program empowers school children through weekly meetups, retreats, performing arts. Gita-thon, a flagship event, inspires thousands to engage in Bhagavad Gita memorization, reflection and practical application. And for the youth, from Enviro 2011 to TTIS, thank God it's Saturday. The annual Panacea Festival, Bhaktivedanta Academy connects youth with spiritual wisdom through seminars, music, dance and discussion. Thank God it's Saturday. TTIS sessions every Saturday evening combine philosophy, music and prasadam in a joyful setting. The Campus initiative has seen Swamiji address students at top institutions like Stanford, MIT and UNSW, leaving a lasting impact through keynotes and stone-stirring kirtans. And Corporate Connect, understanding the demands of the modern workplace, His Holiness Bhaktivinoda Maharaj conducts interactive and reflective workshops for professionals and corporate teams. These sessions feature debates, role plays, collaborative discussions and question-and-answer formats. And organizations such as Bosch, GE, L&T and ISKCON have benefited from these insightful sessions. A notable highlight was Swamiji's keynote, "If Google is God, then I am no good," at the Chief Information Officer's National Convention, which captivated tech leaders with its wit and spiritual depth. The themes addressed in various forums include spirituality of modern age, responsibility in inner growth, immigration in the Gita, timeless wisdom for parenting, the voyage of inner discovery, community outreach. BB Academy's community service includes Gita Life, a 7-day immersive evening course for professionals, and Gita Saram, a Tamil language series for spiritual seekers, and Bhagavad Gita Overview, an 80-day journey in English, Tamil, Malayalam, and Bhakti Yoga in Practice, a practical guide to devotional living. In a special outreach initiative, the Academy has also conducted Bhagavad Gita programs at the Central Prison House in Coimbatore, bringing inner transformation to inmates through reflection and spiritual wisdom. And digital innovation during the COVID-19 pandemic, the Academy rapidly transitioned to online learning. It launched digitized course curriculum with video tutorials, proctored online exams, gamified learning and self-assessment MCQs, breakout group discussions and peer learning, personalized mentoring and remedial support. This digital evolution ensured that learning and transformation continued unhindered. Bhaktivedanta Academy welcomes everyone, students, professionals, homemakers and retirees. Our goal is to provide not just knowledge but heartfelt spiritual care, support and community. More than 2 lakh people have been benefited from these courses. You are not alone, you are guided, you are a part of a loving spiritual family. As we joyously celebrate 23 years of service, we offer our humble gratitude to all the teachers, volunteers, students, supporters. Together, let us walk the path of devotion guided by the timeless teachings of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Prabhuji, that was a mind-blowing listing of the programs of the Academy. I request a loud round of applause from all of us as a thanksgiving to these spiritual path breakers. Louder. Take it up. Thank you very much. It is with great pleasure and honor that we introduce to you the distinguished chief guests for today's 25th anniversary Silver Jubilee celebrations, whose remarkable contributions to society are both inspiring and deeply aligned with the values of our ISKCON community. It is with great honor we welcome Sri Prabhakar Prabhu. Sri Prabhakar Prabhu is the CEO and Chief Scientist at Multiversal Technologies Inc. USA and Multiversal Industries Private Limited. Born in New Delhi, he received his B.Tech degree from KM University, Andhra Pradesh in 1996. He has received his Masters in Engineering Physics and PhD from Wisconsin-Madison, USA in 2004. Dr. Murali has invented over 12 products for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. His interests are wide-ranging, covering from plasma physics, mechanical engineering, and public hygiene. Today, joining us with Sri Prabhakar Prabhu, today is this remarkable woman of vision and dedication, Mrs. Kasturi Priya, the Secretary and Managing Director of JKKM Institutions. With her roots in Chennai and an MBA from PhD, Mrs. Priya stands as a testament to the power of education and leadership. Alongside her husband, Dr. Prabhakar Lodli, who serves also as the Research Director at JKKM Institutions, Mrs. Priya carries forward the legacy of her father, Sri Jawabai Muni Raja, the founder of the JKKM Institutions. Under her guidance, the institution now proudly offers education in agriculture, engineering, pharmacy and arts, with a special focus on uplifting rural communities through education and social initiatives. Thank you for accepting our invite. Prabhuji, we are invited to give us share a few words and thoughts with us. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Shri Vakratunga Mahakaya Surya Jyoti Samantana Nirvinam Guruvindena Mahakaresha Sada. This is a grand occasion where we have many devotees actually graduating by learning so much about Bhagavad Gita. So now the question is, what next? So who do we get the inspiration from? Actually, if you see, who is the greatest servant of Krishna? Can anybody guess who that is? Okay, it's Hanuman. It's pretty strange. Hanuman is from the earlier Yuga. How can he be the greatest servant of Krishna? See, actually, if you look into what he did, what his origin is, how he was born, and how he is serving Krishna even in Dwapara Yuga, it is very interesting. So I just wanted to say a few words about it. So in fact, Rama Avatara, when Krishna took the avatar of Rama, it was actually a curse. It's an unfortunate thing, but what had happened was Ravana was creating a lot of problems, as we know, across the globe, across all three worlds. And he would always go and ask for boons from Mahadeva. And on this occasion, he did a lot of penance, and Goddess Parvati got scared, and she said, I don't know what this guy is going to do, what he's going to ask tomorrow. Well, Mahadeva is going to give the boon, it is going to be a problem to everyone. So she asks for help to Krishna, that's Mahavishnu, and she says, please help, I need help. We have to do something to stop this guy. He's going to create chaos. So next day, when actually Ravana, when Mahadeva and Parvati, they appear in front of Ravana, something strange happens. Instead of asking for the boon, suddenly Ravana, he gets attracted to Parvati. And hence he says, he asks Mahadeva, please give me Parvati. Parvati Devi, on the other hand, she becomes very annoyed. She said, what the hell is happening? Why is he asking for me? And then at that point, Mahavishnu, who is Krishna, he's called Sahasra Yugadharini. I mean, that is how he wears Sahasra Yuga. That means he is the controller of time. And so he stops the time, and then he tells Parvati, he says, don't worry, nothing's going to happen. This is all my creation. You just go with the flow. And then he says, all you have to do is take your Maya Rupa, which is the Kaliyaman Rupa. You stay in that. But because you are Maya, even Mahadeva will not know who you are, in what form you are. So you just make sure that Mahadeva does not know what you are doing. So what happens is, when Mahadeva, when he finally asks for her, Mahadeva as usual says, okay, you go with him. But when Ravana takes Parvati, to him, along with him, along the way, all the way to Lanka. On the way, wherever he opens his eyes, she will be in front of him with her tongue, comes out, and she keeps scaring him. If he closes his eyes, it is Kaliamman. If he opens his eyes, it is Kaliamman. If he looks this side, it is Kali. If he looks that side, it is Kali. So he'll get fed up. At that point, he'll say, I don't want this Bhutam. I don't want Kaliamman anymore. You go away. Go back to Mahadev. But she'll say, no, this is Mahadev who has given you, I am the moon, I will stay with you. So at that point, he will get so annoyed that he'll go back to Kailash and then he'll say, once again he'll talk with Mahadev and say, I don't want this, you take. Wherever you are hidden Parvati Amman, I will go find her. You have sent this Bhutam with me. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be calling Kaliamman like that, but that is how the discussion goes. And then finally Mahadev will say, do you want? He'll say no. Then finally what happens? Parvati will join. But at that point, when she goes back with Mahadev, she will feel very embarrassed. She will say, I asked for help, not an embarrassment in front of all three worlds. Why did Mahavishnu do this? He could have found another way, and then at that point she curses. She'll say, you will take the life as a human being, and you will be away, separated from your wife, your spouse, and then you will face all the problems. Listening to that curse, Mahadev becomes very sad. So, oh my God, I am the devotee of Mahavishnu. How can my own wife actually curse like this? So what does he do? He takes the avatar of Hanuman. Hanuman is the avatar of Shiva, Mahadev. So the creator, the preserver and the destroyer, they support each other. Preserver cannot preserve unless the destroyer helps. If destroyer keeps destroying everything, how will the preserver preserve anything? So he takes the birth of Hanuman. And then what birth does he take? While Rama is born as the son of an emperor, Hanuman is already there in the forest. He is a forest dweller. Even before Mahavishnu, in the form of Rama, is coming to the forest, he is already waiting there as a forest dweller, eating what is there in the forest, jumping, being pricked by the thorns, whatever, all the problems he is already facing before Rama even comes to the forest. Rama only comes after marriage, he is coming to the forest, but before that itself, Hanuman is already waiting there. So, right there, he is there with the attitude of service. And now if you see what Hanuman actually did, see, when everybody was sent around to look for Sita, now I am jumping the story, I don't want to go into the entire Rama and what happened, but I am jumping the story. So when Rama actually Rama and Sugriva sends all his Vanaras across the globe to go look for Sita where she is, Rama, he knows that it is only Hanuman who is going to find Sita. So he gives a serene to Goddess Sita. So at that point, there was no ovium, no painting or no sketch or no drawing, no photographs, nothing. So Hanuman did not know how Goddess Sita was. So when he went to Lanka, he did not know how to recognize. So did he go back to ask for any clarification from Rama? How do I recognize? He made a mistake already. He did not ask, how do I recognize Goddess Sita? He already went there. So now he cannot go back. So now what did he do? At that point, he was going around Lanka and he even saw Mandodari over there, who was very, very beautiful. But then he saw that she was happy. So he used his knowledge and he was like, no, this cannot be Goddess Sita because she is happy. How can Goddess Sita be happy when Rama, Bhagavan Ram, our Krishna is so unhappy over there? How can she be happy? So that is the one reason he does. And then when he has to go and approach her, he once again used his knowledge. He was like, okay, now if I go and suddenly talk there, how will Goddess Sita recognize me as an agent of Krishna, that is Rama? How will she do that? So again he was using his knowledge over there. So at that point, what happened? He once again, instead of directly going in front of Sita, he goes and sits on the top of the tree in Ashokavanam, and then he starts chanting Ram, 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 and after that he starts introducing the story of Ram. He will speak about how great Ram is, and then how he listened to Dasharatha's in order to give keep the name of Dasharatha and whatever promise he had made, how he has done this and how he lost Sita and how she has come to Lanka, how Ravana, so all of that. And then Goddess Sita, who is listening to it, she'll be like, who is this person? Who is this talking over here? And then he comes down, then he offers that ring and he says, I am the agent of Rama and I am here to get you this message that Rama is actually looking for you and don't worry, we will be here soon. And then he makes one offer over there. He says, Goddess Sita, why don't you come with me? I will take you back. There is no need to do any of this fights, nobody needs to. But Goddess Sita, she will, say nothing doing. He has insulted, this is an insult to Shaka dynasty. So he has to be avenged. I will only come by keeping the honor of Rama. So Rama has to come and defeat Rama, only then I will come. So here, what you are seeing is, Bhagavan Hanuman, he has, as a worker, he went there, made a mistake already by not asking proper directions of how to go to Sita, find out Sita. But he brought that ring with him. But then he recognized Sita correctly by using all his intellect. Similarly, something else happens. In the war, he is asked to go look for Sanjeevani in order to save Rama and Lakshmana. Right? They both there. Meghanada, who is the Indrajit, he actually knocks both Rama and Lakshmana unconscious, and then at that point of time, Hanuman has to go to Sanjeevani and come back. He makes the same mistake again. He goes there, and when he goes to Himalayas, he sees that the whole hill is full of Divya herbs. At that point, he does not know how to recognize which plant do I pluck and go. Even if it is the wrong plant, then the whole war will be defeated, they will die. I cannot go back and come again look for it. So now what does he do? He's like, okay, I have the strength, I have all of this power, I have so much strength that I can carry the whole mountain with me, and then he will take it. And then what does he do after it's done? They go, they pluck the plants, they take the Sanjeevani, whatever is needed, and then he places it back and then comes. So even there he shows responsibility. So he has done everything in order to be the perfect servant of Krishna. Similarly, in the other Yuga, the Dwapara Yuga, when Krishna actually is talking with Garudalvar and with Sudarshan Chakra, both of them become very, they are headstrong. Sudarshan Swami, he thinks Bhagavan Krishna cannot win these wars without my help. I am the greatest weapon he has. Similarly, Garudalvar will think, I am the greatest bird. I am carrying Mahavishnu. I am carrying Krishna himself on my back. So I am so strong. So he will also become very arrogant. So at that point, our Krishna, he knows. It's like, okay, there is something wrong here. We have to put them in their place. So he'll say, he'll ask Garudalvar, go look for Hanuman. Ask him to come. Tell him Rama is waiting for him here. And then so Garudalvar will go looking for, we will get the directions from Krishna and then he will go and look for him. At that point, Hanuman, he will close his eyes and he will understand, oh, it is my Rama who has taken this avatar as Krishna and he wants to see me. But he also understands the intention. At the time when Garudalvar is going there, Mahavishnu, Krishna will also send Sudarshana and say, you stay at the entrance and you block anybody from coming inside. I want to be Ekantam, I want to be alone. So Sudarshana Chakra will be at the entrance and will be guarded. Nobody will be allowed to enter inside. And at the same time, Garudalvar will go looking for Hanuman. So Garudalvar will say, okay, you come with me. So Hanuman will say, you don't worry, you go, I will come behind you. So Garudalvar will come. By the time Garudalvar will reach back Krishna, Hanuman will already be there with Krishna. And then at that point, Garudalvar will be there, okay, I am here, please expect that Hanuman is going to come. He thinks he is the fastest bird to travel back. But then the guards at the entrance will say, no, he has already come, he is already inside, you are late. And once he is inside, how did he go inside? Sudarshana was waiting here. Nobody can pass over Sudarshana and come inside. How did he enter and meet Krishna Bhagavan? He said, no, you go inside, you will understand. So after he goes inside, what happens? Then Garuda will ask, oh Krishna, how did Hanuman come inside? Sudarshana is already preventing. So then at that point, Krishna Bhagavan will say, Hanuman, please release Sudarshana. So Hanuman would have chewed and held Sudarshana in his mouth, and then he will release him. And at the same time, he has also come here much faster than Garuda. So at one moment, Krishna Bhagavan broke the ego of both Sudarshana and Garuda by showing what a true bhakta should be, what a true servant should be. Hanuman had no ego whatsoever. He only knew his master had asked him to do this, and therefore he did everything, understanding what the intention of the master was, and accomplished everything that has to be done exactly the way it has to be done. Even when he had made a mistake, he used his knowledge, he used his strength, he used all the resources that were at his disposal in order to achieve whatever is necessary for Krishna. In the same way, the reason I am telling all of this story is because now you have been given the resources, now you have been taught what Bhagavad Gita is, now you have the knowledge, so now use the resources that are at your disposal. We should not be running or looking for reasons like, okay, I couldn't do this, I couldn't teach because of the reason. You need to find your own way. At every step of the way, when you see some kind of obstruction, you see something, suppose there is no vehicle to go, or suppose there is no hall where you can sit and do. There are ways to be creative. There are ways to approach. Somebody is not listening to what you are saying. How do you make him listen? So you don't have to come and approach. I am saying you always get the inspiration from our Hanuman and do it. And the greatness of Hanuman, if you actually see, Krishna Bhagavan, he offers it, he says, I will give you moksha. Why don't you take moksha? He says, no, I don't want moksha. I am happy chanting Rama. Rama Nama is all that I need. So I will keep chanting throughout. Well, he has been doing that for yugas together. And he wants to continue doing that. So how does Bhagavan Krishna, actually bless him? How does he award him? Essentially he says, I am going to make you the next Brahma. So our next Brahma is going to be Hanuman. So Krishna also knows how to reward. So you don't have to ask for a reward. If you keep doing your service, if you keep using the resources at your disposal, and if you keep doing things that the way you have to do, you will accomplish whatever you have to on your own. Hare Krishna.
We are taught that whatever we want to scrutiny, it should be based on sadhu or shastra pramana. Dhanyavad Shri Kripakar Murli Prabhu for addressing us within that framework and so relevant. Dhanyavad so much. Keshwar Priya Mataji will do the honors.
Hare Krishna, we would like to introduce our next chief guest. Dr. Ramasamy Nandagopal is the past president of Association of Indian Management Schools and a distinguished figure in management education. He served as director of PhD Institute of Management, Coimbatore, and Xavier Institute of Management and Entrepreneurship, Kochi. Currently, he is the Director General of Sri Saraswati Tyagaraja College. He also serves as Dean, Accreditation at SCM School of Business, Kochi. Dr. Nandagopal has held key roles in professional bodies like the Coimbatore Management Association and the Productivity Council, and was a member of All India Board of Management Studies under AICTE. Internationally, he is on the board of director of ACBSP, a leading US-based accreditation agency. Sir, we would like to introduce, please speak a few words to us.
Hare Krishna, His Excellency our Guru Maharaj and distinguished guests, my namaskars to all of you. I am very happy to be here as part of the 25th year Silver Jubilee celebration of Bhaktivedanta Academy. In fact, 300 years back, we lost our traditional Gurukul education when the British came, and British also knew the first, if they have to get into India, we have to destroy the Indian education system. That is how they destroyed it, and then British came. I think last 10-15 years we are getting back to the Indian knowledge system, and also most of the reforms are taking place. But almost more than 50 years back, one person had a vision, that is our Prabhupada had a vision to educate this to not in India, to take it to outside India. That's how we went to US and he established Bhaktivedanta Academy. Similarly, we had another visionary leader, our Bhakti Das here, who had a vision to start a Bhaktivedanta Academy in Coimbatore, and now we have completed 25 years. We thank our Guru Maharaj for starting this organization in Coimbatore for the benefit of the Coimbatore community. And as mentioned in the report, last 25 years, thousands of people graduated and lakhs of people got benefit out of this. I am one of the great beneficiaries of this academy. We have conducted a lot of programs. The way in which the courses delivered, the way in which knowledge shared was something unique. That means the technology was used, and the way the case studies and group discussions made the people to understand it is not a traditional way of teaching, but the way they impacted the society or the community of Coimbatore. And I take this opportunity to thank our Guru Maharaj establishing this institution and also given the benefit to the Coimbatore local community. And also my congratulations to the graduating students who completed the course. As Chief Guest mentioned, it is a beginning. I think you have to be role model to the other communities and make them to be more effective. So we all part of the teaching the materialistic education. I am in the management education past 30 years. But now, as a student of our Guru Maharaj, I learned a lot that how Bhagavad Gita brought the management practices. In fact, whatever you do in our common life as an individual, that is all taught in our this thing. I think that is where we have to look at and learn our own culture and value. That is where Bhagavad Gita teaches you. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. It really encourages us a lot. I like to call Sambashna Prabhu to introduce our chief guest.
Hare Krishna, it's a great privilege and honor for us to introduce His Holiness Sukhadev Swami Maharaj to all of you. Dr. Sukhadev Swami Maharaj was born in Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. He did his medical graduation from Sri Venkateswara University, Tirupati in 1979. Later he went on to do specialization in residency urology in USA. He joined the International Society of Krishna Consciousness in the early 1982s in West Virginia, USA. Subsequently, he was sent to India to preach the message of Gita all over India and has built 3 beautiful temples. One at Guru Kshetra, Haryana State, another Sri Jagannath Mandir at Nellore, and at Agobilam Narsimha Kshetra, and there are preaching centers in Surupet, Naidupeta, Gudur, Kavali. He has been implementing midday meal program of Government of India in Nellore for about 25,000 children from the year 2011. He conducts 4 Jagannath Ratha Yatras, a massive public program spreading the holy names of God and Guru in Gudur, Nellore, Kaveri and Surupet. He has published several books on spiritual life. Some of the works include Srila Prabhupada in Nellore, Vaishnava Acharya Samhita, Jai Jagannath, Children's Ramayan and Glories of Tulasi Salagram, and Shankar. And Gauranga is Sri Krishna, Advaita Charita, Agobilam Narsimha, Sanatan Dharma. In Tadipatri of Nellore district, a 10.5 acre eco village with farm and Goshala, Gaur Nittai temple, and vision to do like a statue of unity for Srila Prabhupada, statue of bliss as spiritual tourism hub. He is also an initiating spiritual master or guru in ISKCON. So let's welcome His Holiness Sukadeva Swami Maharaj to inspire all of us.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्. Everybody can raise their hands with me and chant these two main mantras. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, Srila Prabhupada certainly must be pleased with the efforts of Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Prabhupada always wanted that educated people, young people, influential people, they should have the awareness and understanding of Gita, and that will change our country. And as people of Bharat aspire that Bharat should become Vishwa Guru, so if that ambition has to come true, that will be the efforts of spreading the message of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So if some retired people sit down to chant, or some old people sit down to chant, who will be influenced by that? If Prabhupada Maharaj is considered a big success because he could influence the technologically, scientifically advanced Western countries, and it will make wealthy people of the West and young people of the West to accept spiritual path. Ultimately, whether it is material education or spiritual education, if there is no self-satisfaction, if there is no inner happiness, and if there is no meaning to life, like I remember Srila Prabhupada, he met Professor Kotarski, he is a professor of Indological Studies in the University of Moscow, and nowadays people have no such curiosity or interest because they are so misguided and they are so lost in materialism. People think, what is the relevance of spirituality? Before I tell you what happened with Srila Prabhupada's discussions with Kotarski, and Prabhupada, he tried to preach to many Indian families. In Aligarh, he met a family where there were 4 children. And Prabhupada with his foreign disciples and with his pure heart, there was such a wonderful kirtan and a power-packed lecture how Indians should not ignore this knowledge, and everybody was very happy that Prabhupada had such influence on them. And Prabhupada said, "You have 4 children. Why don't you give 1 child to our ISKCON movement? I will train your son as a wonderful Vaishnava or a spiritual person." Because it was a question suddenly, or a proposal suddenly put before them, and they don't know the culture. And suddenly out of his head he said, what will you do if he becomes a spiritual person? Better that he become some corporate giant or some business magnate, and he'll make a lot of money, and he can use it for the welfare of the people. So that we could not see how as an individual we need spiritual life. It's not that you make money and donate. The question comes, you made surplus money and you want to donate. And what will the other person do with that money? And you have plenty of money, but have you found the path to perpetual happiness? So much can be said. It looks like you chant Hare Krishna, but that's why the Bhaktivedanta Academy is there. Although externally it is you chant Hare Krishna, but what is the philosophy behind it, and what is the purpose behind it, and what is the transformative effect? It's not that I chant Hare Krishna and when I die I will go to Vaikuntha. Who has come back from Vaikuntha to tell us that I am chanting Vaikuntha? No, I have gone to Vaikuntha, I will come back to tell you this. Okay. So, the point is transformation. Like many times people ask me, oh, you did your MBBS, you did your MD in the West, it is such a higher education, and now you left all that and you are chanting Hare Krishna. Don't you think you could have contributed much more to the society if you had continued as a doctor? So with my folded hands, I try to tell them that one way I'm still a doctor. You're psychologists, you're psychiatrists, you're social workers, you're studying in social sciences. Now, I'm a doctor, but I'm dealing with a higher dimension science, like dealing with consciousness of people, how to people come to the mode of goodness. So, secondly, that as a doctor, you may cure some bodily ailments of the people by your surgeries or by your medications. But if a person has not come to know who am I, and unless you know who am I, how do you know what do you need? If you think you are the body, you see the whole world, what's going on in the world. Too much into exploiting the material nature, like one of our guests said, Ravana conquered all the three worlds, but he was completely restless, he was not happy, and he was simply boiling. So, what was the use of being a conqueror of the three worlds? So, the Bhagavad Gita talks about conquering yourself. As a soul, you are being influenced by the mind and the body, and under the influence of the body and mind, we are wasting our life trying to run around. But what do we really need? So human civilization, human culture means internal life. So our other subjects are being taught in the outside colleges and universities. That is okay, but that is not enough until we have this spiritual knowledge. That's many times Prabhupada used to say, don't call our organization as an organization that is starting temples. We are also an institution for education. We are also an institution for culture and values. Not taking too much of your time. I envision a great country. It's good now they want to change the name from India to Bharat, because the word Bharat carries a lot of weight behind it. So we are working all over the world, especially we are working on the people of India because we have a great responsibility. The Indians, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Bharata Bhumile Hele Manushya Janma Sadhaka Kara Parapakara. It said, make your life successful and you do welfare activity to the whole world. So people talk about corruption, people talk about violence, people talk about conflicts, people talk about vices and so many things. But the root cause is because we are not spiritually evolved. Like a devotee or a Brahmin, he doesn't have to be told that don't smoke, don't drink, don't eat meat, fish and eggs, don't waste your time in frivolous sports, don't waste your time in cheap entertainment that will degrade you. You are not of cinemas and social features we are watching on the TVs. A devotee or a Vaishnava is attracted to an eternal life. I could say, I have stayed in ISKCON for the last 40 years. I never feel lonely. I'm a sannyasi, live alone. And I don't feel bored in life. Health problems. Or when we are trying to run the temple will also challenge us in terms of people may criticize and there will be scarcity of manpower, funds. But where do we gain our inspiration from? Because the soul can be connected. The soul can be connected with Paramatma within. And you can always, you can be happy in yourself. You can be satisfied in yourself. And you know that what Krishna is trying to educate by bringing certain situations before me. Not that I feel challenged or I think we had a setback. No. From the life of Prabhupada, we can see how he boldly he planted this spiritual education culture all around the world. It's not about conversions, making Christians into Hindus or making Muslims into Hindus. this is not that business. It is a heart conversion. How to come to your best, in terms of values, in terms of your performance, in terms of your contribution to the society at large, all these things. So that's why it's a Bhagavad Gita. Only Krishna could have given. In such a small book of 700 slokas, you can solve the entire problems of the society, whatever levels of problems of the society. So I heartily congratulate His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami, and I feel very, although we are both sannyasis, and maybe it may not be right to say enemies of his accomplishments, but in spiritual life we take inspiration that how Bhaktivedanta Maharaj is doing so much. So how can I emulate him? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much Maharaj for reciting our inspiring words. So let's express our heartfelt gratitude to His Holiness Sukadeva Swami Maharaj by loudly chanting Hari Bol. Sure, Maharaj actually was telling about this MBBS study and others. Like being a doctor, Maharaj would have cured body diseases, but being a spiritual mentor, Maharaj is treating disease in the minds of thousands of people, and all of them have become better individuals. Hare Krishna.
ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. மகாராஜ் பேசினது எல்லாருக்கும் புரிஞ்சிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறோம். அவர் எவ்வளவு தூரம் ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாதர் பக்திவேதாந்த சுவாமி மகாராஜருடைய இந்த எஃபர்ட்டை வச்சு ரொம்ப திருப்தி அடைஞ்சிருப்பாரு அப்படின்னு மகாராஜ் சொன்னாரு. பிரபுபாத் எல்லாருக்கும் ஸ்பிரிச்சுவல் எஜுகேஷன் கொடுக்கணும்னு ஆசைப்பட்டாரு. அவர் பகவத்கீதை பாகவதம் எல்லா பக்கமும் பரப்பணும்னு ஆசைப்பட்டாரு. ஸோ பிரபுபாத் வெஸ்டர்ன் கல்ச்சரை எப்படி அந்த மாதிரி கண்ட்ரீஸ்ல கூட ஸ்பிரிச்சுவல் எஜுகேஷன் கொடுத்தாரு, எப்படி அவர் நிறைய பேரை இன்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணாரு, எப்படி வெஸ்டர்ன் பீப்புளையும் அவர் இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ் பண்ணாரு. அதாவது மெட்டீரியல் எஜுகேஷன் இருந்தால் பணம் வரும், ஆனால் ஸ்பிரிச்சுவல் எஜுகேஷன் இருந்தால் இன்டர்னல் ஹாப்பினஸ் வரும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாரு. எப்படி மகாராஜ் கூட டாக்டராக இருந்தாலும் ஸ்பிரிச்சுவல் எஜுகேஷன் ஸ்ப்ரெட் பண்ணுறதுக்காக தன்னுடைய லைஃப் அர்ப்பணிச்சிருக்காரு. இதெல்லாம் பேசியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் we would like to call upon Prabhuji Mataji to introduce our Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
ഹരേ കൃഷ്ണ. ആദ്യം തന്നെ സുഖദേവ് മഹാരാജ് പറഞ്ഞ പ്രഭാഷണത്തിന്റെ രത്നചുരുക്കം മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയാണ്. ശ്രീല പ്രഭുപാദർ ഹിസ് ഹോളിനസ് ഭക്തിവിനോദ് സ്വാമി മഹാരാജിന്റെ ഈ പരിശ്രമങ്ങളിൽ വളരെ സന്തോഷവാനായിരിക്കും. വിദ്യാസമ്പന്നരായവർ ഭഗവത്ഗീത മനസ്സിലാക്കിയാലാണ് ഭാരതത്തിൽ വ്യത്യാസം വരികയും ഭാരതീയർ വിശ്വഗുരു ആവുകയും ചെയ്യുക എന്ന് ശ്രീല പ്രഭുപാദർ കരുതിയിരുന്നു. റിട്ടയർ ചെയ്തവർ മാത്രം അഥവാ വൃദ്ധജനങ്ങൾ മാത്രം നാമം പറഞ്ഞതുകൊണ്ട് അധികം പേരെ സ്വാധീനിക്കാൻ സാധിക്കില്ല. നാമം ജപിച്ചവർ വൈകുണ്ഠത്തിൽ പോയി എന്ന് ആരും തിരിച്ചു വന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല. എന്നാൽ ഭക്തിവേദാന്ത അക്കാദമിയുടെ പ്രാധാന്യം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് അത് മനുഷ്യരിൽ പരിവർത്തനം കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നു എന്നാണ്. എന്നോട് ആളുകൾ ചോദിക്കാറുണ്ട്, ഡോക്ടറായ അങ്ങ് അത്തരത്തിലല്ലേ സമൂഹത്തെ സേവിക്കേണ്ടത് എന്ന്. ഞാൻ പറയുന്നത്, ഞാൻ ഇന്നും ഡോക്ടർ തന്നെയാണ്. നമ്മൾ ശരീരത്തിൻ്റെയും മനസ്സിൻ്റെയും ഒഴിച്ചിൽപ്പെട്ട് വളരെയധികം ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുന്നവരാണ്. ഞാൻ ആരാണെന്ന് തിരിച്ചറിയാതെ കഴിയുന്നവരാണ്. അങ്ങനെയുള്ളവർക്ക് ചികിത്സ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഡോക്ടറാണ് ഞാൻ. ലോകത്തിലെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളുടെ കാരണം നമ്മൾ ആത്മീയമായി ഉയർന്നിട്ടില്ല എന്നതാണ്. ഞാൻ 40 വർഷമായി ഇസ്കോണിലാണ്. എനിക്ക് ബോറടിക്കുന്നു എന്നൊരവസ്ഥ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടില്ല. ആത്മാവിന് പരമാത്മാവുമായി ബന്ധമുണ്ടാക്കി സന്തോഷത്തിൽ നിലകൊള്ളാൻ സാധിക്കും. നമ്മളിവിടെ മതപരിവർത്തനമല്ല നടത്തുന്നത്, പക്ഷേ ഹൃദയത്തിന്റെ പരിവർത്തനമാണ് നടത്തുന്നത്. ഞാൻ ഭക്തിവിനോദ് സ്വാമിയെ വളരെയധികം അഭിനന്ദിക്കുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൽ നിന്നും ഞാൻ പ്രചോദനം ഉൾപ്പെടുന്നു എന്നതാണ് സുഖദേവ് സ്വാമി മഹാരാജ് പറഞ്ഞ പ്രഭാഷണത്തിന്റെ മലയാളം ഉള്ളടക്കം. ഹരേ കൃഷ്ണ. ഞാൻ അടുത്ത പ്രഭാഷണം നൽകുന്ന ഹിസ് ഹോളിനസ് ഭക്തിവിനോദ് സ്വാമി മഹാരാജിനെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പരിചയപ്പെടുത്തുകയാണ്. ഹിസ് ഹോളിനസ് ഭക്തിവിനോദ് സ്വാമി മഹാരാജിനെ നമ്മൾ പരിചയപ്പെടുത്തേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല എങ്കിൽ കൂടിയും അതിനായിട്ട് മുതിരുകയാണ്. His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, I will introduce him first. Though he doesn't need a formal introduction to any of you here, He did his schooling from Frank Anthony Public School. He graduated in engineering from NIT Trichy. He was a design engineer at Grindwell Norton Limited, Bangalore. While he was in IIT Mumbai, he came across the book of Science of Self-Realization written by the founder Acharya's Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, which brought about a change in him. And as you can see now, he has transformed into a full-time monk. And not to be that, he has been a leader in ISKCON leadership for the past 35 years. He has led the Coimbatore ISKCON community as temple president. He is a zonal secretary along with His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj and His Holiness Bana Swami Maharaj in South India. And he is also the chairman of SIBC. Earlier, Maharaj served as Deputy GBC of ISKCON as well as the chairman of the international outreach efforts of the strategic planning team of GBC. I welcome His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, who is a pillar in knowledge dissemination through printing books. He travels and does outreach programs, and he is very much interested in teaching to this as a director of the academy and doing his outreach programs in community development and in disseminating the Gaudiya Vaishnavism through his blogs and his YouTubes. Thank you all. Let us all together put our hands together to welcome His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and let me request Maharaj to speak a few words with us. Thank you.
ओम अज्ञानातिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I'd like to on the outset thank Dr. Prabhakar Manali, CEO and Chief Scientist at Multiversal Technologies, and Kasturi Priya, Secretary and MD of JTKM Institutions, Dr. Nandagopal, our dear friend, who is a past president of PSG Institute Manager, president of IM Schools, director of PSG, and many other exalted titles and positions that he has held, and our ISKCON's sannyasi, His Holiness Shukadeva Goswami Maharaj, who has come all the way from Andhra to be with us on this historical moment of the celebration of 25 years of education under the Bhaktivedanta Academy. Dr. Prabhakar very beautifully, he remembered why Hanuman is great. Hanuman is great because of his servitorship, because he's a servant of the Lord. And he told us how we should be careful that we don't become proud as servants of the Lord. And he gave us a wonderful story in comparison of Garuda, Sudarshana and Hanuman. We thank him very much for his input and his edification. We also like to say that Prabhupada, he, by his actions, showed us how to be a pure servant of the Lord. And he also demonstrated that in his real life. And he was also one of the greatest educators of all time, because he was dealing with the essence of education. And he, like Hanuman, jumped across the seas, landed in America, and set fire to the whole world. Janata ka Viplavo, using Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and created a revolution in education, inside out. And today we have Bhagavad Gita published in 90 languages. And people all over the world are understanding how to be a servant of Krishna. So I thank you, Dr. Prabhakar, for reminding us of our duties. Leadership would mean that we should lead people into becoming a servant of the Lord. And that is what Srila Prabhupada did in his contribution, teaching how to serve. Thank you. I also like to thank Dr. Nandagopal, who has been a very kind friend of ISKCON and all our efforts in education, a true sterling academician who understands the value of spiritual life and spiritual knowledge, and has been very encouraging, giving us many opportunities to speak this essence to people. And we hope to be able to get more and more opportunities like that. He told us very kindly how educational system, which was very powerful, was destroyed by the Britishers, and how there is a revival of it. And I'm very happy to know that ISKCON is playing a key role in reviving education all over the world. Thank you, Dr. Nandagopal ji. Shukadeva Maharaj has very nicely recapitulated to us how we need to understand value and importance for internal growth, how we should spend time and energy developing ourselves internally, otherwise what is the use of all the big things we do outside if we are empty inside. And he told us about how society is so badly constructed in terms of wanting to make external progress at the expense of internal progress. Thank you very much, Shukadeva Maharaj, and I hope to inculcate these wonderful qualities and also emulate them for the sake of people of this world. Actually, Prabhupada gave us a definition of education. He told us before we educate, we should have understanding of what is true knowledge. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned, Prabhupada often quoted that a basic academic understanding of knowledge is that you should know the difference between matter and spirit. Kshetra kshetrajnayor jnanam yattat jnanam matam mama. Krishna says, it is my opinion that knowledge means knowing the difference between matter and spirit, or the body and soul. This is the meaning of knowledge. Knowledge is defined in Bhagavad Gita. And if you don't know this difference, you don't have knowledge. If you only cultivate knowledge of matter, the Isopasha Upanishad says, Andham tama pravishyanti ye avidyan upasate. It simply cultivating knowledge of matter alone is considered to be ignorance, called avidya. When you cultivate knowledge of spirit and matter together, you get better knowledge of matter. Without understanding spirit, you can't understand matter very well. That is the Vedic paradigm. That is the essence given in the Bhagavad Gita. We are not saying that we should not cultivate material knowledge. It's very necessary for us to live in this world of matter, and we need to know everything about matter. But not at the expense of the spirit. That is why our education system, which focuses only on material knowledge, needs to be tweaked. We are very good in terms of material knowledge. We have made progress. Today, we can speak about technology, about so many things that we benefit from. But what is the use of all these things, like our dear Shukadeva Maharaj was saying? What is the use of all these things if we don't cultivate our internal understanding of who we are and the knowledge of the Spirit? So, it's very important for us to do that. Chanakya Pandit is known to have said, Shuna Pucham Idam Vyartham. The tail of a dog is useless. Somebody may be wondering why you are talking about the tail of a dog. And Chanakya Pandit, why is he here to talk about the tail of a dog out of all topics? He said it is useless. Why? It is curved like this. It doesn't cover the anus of the dog. Number one, it exposes the anus. Number two, it is not very efficient in keeping away all the flies and all the insects. Therefore, it is a useless tail. You will be wondering why he is talking like this. Na Gupta Goptayante Shaktaha. Gupta means private parts it is not hiding. Na Mesha Divahani. And it is not able to drive away flies. Our education system is very much like the dog's tail. Neither is it useful in actually giving you enlightenment, happiness, peace or anything after all the great studies and all the great positions and money you have. Nor is it gives you a proper understanding of reality and knowledge in the real sense. So, even Einstein is known to have echoed this when he said, the only thing standing between me and my learning is my education. Whatever education I had, it has destroyed my chances of learning. And he criticized. Why all these thoughtful people? He did not use religion in criticizing. He said simply by logic, it is not helping me. So, it is so important that everybody should understand spirit, spiritual knowledge. Only then they can be graded as persons who have knowledge at all. It is not something that we should take up because we need to factor in spiritual life. It is not because it is only Indian knowledge systems that we have to take it. We have to take it in because we need it. We cannot be full beings without that understanding and knowledge. From that flows very successful material knowledge. India is famous, like Dr. Nandagopal was saying. I will give you one statistics to add to what he said. The British had that strategy. They found out that in India the education system is very, very good. Deeply entrenched. People have value for education. And they did a survey of whole of India and education system and schools and teachers and everything. They took a long time to do it because they wanted to hit at the root. Even today you can see the papers and writings of Dharmapal, one of the great educationists who did some work on this, what the Britishers did actually. There is statistics about one place called Bareilly. You know, Bareilly. That is written by Glenn Campbell, who was the magistrate of the place. He has listed how many students, how many schools, how many teachers and professors. There were 1 lakh patashalas in Bareilly alone. And there were so many students. There was also teaching from the Vedic scripture. There were Muslims teaching the Muslim theology, there were Buddhist teaching, and there were massive amount of people learning. This is only but one small place called Bareilly. So you can imagine what the Britishers did when we spoke about destruction. Very natural education, and nobody charged you money for education. It's free. Anybody can go to any Pathashala and learn anything they want. And everybody was learning. Very rich in knowledge. People were coming from all over the world to India to learn in big institutions like Nalanda, Takshashila, and all these big institutions. All that was destroyed by invaders, by colonizers. And today, I was just talking to Dr. Kripakar. He was saying that people have no value for our culture. They make comedy and skits on characters from the Ramayana and the Mahabharata and they laugh. Such a pathetic situation. So it's so important, so necessary to culture people with this education. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he has done a great amount of work on this side. He has started a revolution, and we are trying to do a little bit here in Coimbatore. Throughout, I kept hearing Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj. I was a little uncomfortable. Actually, there are a lot of people behind this. I am only the figurehead in the beginning, in the front. I do have a great passion and a desire to present this knowledge to different types of people, to children, to adults, to college students, to the corporates, to traditional people and everybody. And the Academy is trying to serve that purpose. I am very, very grateful to so many of them who are backing up the Academy in all these different languages that we are teaching in Malayalam, in Tamil and English, who are working tirelessly, providing the administrative input, the facilitation, the academic input, and performing various different types of services. My heart goes out to all of them and to great persons who have donated, who have influenced, and who have served in many different ways for expanding this knowledge. It is not the duty of an academy alone. It is the duty of every individual to learn for themselves and to spread it to their family members and to the community. This is how education really spreads. And that is the paradigm that Prabhupada wanted to introduce. We should not charge anything for education. Today, for material education, for you to get a job, to get money, and for the economy to thrive and things like that, we have a different shift in education. And we should bring back that original spirit of education because it has inherent value. You need it. It is mandatory that you should get educated in the Bhagavad Gita. It's not an option. A human being should be educated in this. And we hope and pray that at some point of time, our governments, our politicians, our leaders will understand this and institute this. From that, there will be growth of everything else that you need. Material prosperity, material advancement, technology, science, social situations, advancing, and everything that you need will be coming from that. And Prabhupada has given a very simple way to progress in this. He gave us 1, 2, 3, 4 things you can do. Chanting of the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Lord Chaitanya called it the soul of education, Vidya Vadum Chidanam. So we get youngsters, college students and all them to take part in kirtan, music and dance, and we present it in a different way to them and they are very happy to do that. We also teach them the Bhagavad Gita with a scientific background, with a social background, and they like to hear it because it becomes relevant to them and their situation in life. This is how Prabhupada presented it to the whole world and everybody accepted it. It has got inherent value and everybody will understand it as soon as they hear it properly from the right source. But it is sad to note that people misinterpret the Gita, use the Gita for political ends, use the Gita for personal ends, twist the philosophy and speak whatever they want. Prabhupada, our founder, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, presented it as it is, and this has created definitely very good understanding, and many people have taken it to heart all over the world, and we hope and pray that we will also be able to do that as a service to all the people in and around Coimbatore. We already have a huge amount of people in Tirupur, in Erode, in Pollachi, in all these places who are also practicing and teaching and expanding the education and understanding. So it is a desire of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada that the whole world will be educated and people will develop internally and there will be a revival of the whole Vedic civilization. People will be happy, prosperous, and they will get the highest benefit in life. Love of God, a relationship with the Supreme Lord, and therefore good relationships amongst people in this world with less materialistic tendencies and more spiritual tendencies, and therefore having a society based on good friendship, love, affection, and a good community sense. So we are trying to build a Bhagavad Gita community, and we hope and pray that all of you will actively continue to do this service and expand the influence of the Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, and these rich texts which have been commented upon by Prabhupada. And we hope that all of you will take active part in learning this and communicating this. So each one of you, I know that have done a lot of different type of services. Some of you are students who have given time for 2 years or more in deeply studying this Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavad and everything, and you have absorbed these instructions very nicely. I'm very grateful to many of our facilitators, some of whom are present here from other places like Vanamali Gopal Prabhu, who also takes an active part in our academy as a chief facilitator, and many others who are here, Prabhuji, Gopi, and others who are here in Malayalam language, Manoranjan, Nitai Prabhu, and others, many who are taking part in it. There are so many facilitators, there is an assessment board, and they are assessing all the examination papers written and grading people, and we are trying our best to maintain a standard and produce wonderful individuals who have this knowledge and contribute to society and make society a better place to live in. So thank you very much. It's a historical moment that we have gone through 25 years, and I don't know how fast this passed, 25 years. And we hope that in this 25th we'll be able to retrospectively, it is mentioned that a lion turns back once in a while when it is chasing its prey and looks back. It's called Simhavalokana. Looking back and see how much we have come, and then looking ahead and see how much more I have to go, therefore what I have to do. So this is the right time for us to do Simhavalokana in the academy, to actually see where we have come, what we could have done, and what more we can do tomorrow we are opening up a facility for the academy. We were managing in very small places, cramped, and we hope and pray that when this project takes full hold, we'll have a lot more spaces. But at the basement of this, tomorrow we are inaugurating special facility for the academy. We thank all of them who are our donors, well-wishers, and everybody who contributed to open up. Bhaktivedanta Academy may not be recognized by the Indian government, may not be recognized by the regular educational authorities who recognize, but nevertheless is playing a very important role in deep internal education, like I mentioned. We hope and pray that people will value this internal education and will be able to do more because of being considered or seen perceptively as being religious, and unfortunately because we are a secular government, a secular country, many times in education institutions they tell us that we have to be secular, we cannot allow you alone to speak your philosophy. So we always tell them, go ahead, call everybody else, you can jointly speak. In the name of a secular government, we should not become non-religious. Secular only means that we don't support any one particular religion, we are open to all religions. So let everybody get together and we will discuss. And in this way people get to know the truth of what religion really is and what real education is. So in spite of all these impediments, we've been able to make inroads because of the good offices of nice souls like Dr. Nandagopal and Dr. Prabhakaran and everybody. And we hope and pray that with their help, the academy will take a leap forward in the next 25 years and maybe establish a university here which will be recognized and authorized to give degrees, an undergraduate degree in Bhagavad Gita, a postgraduate degree in the Bhagavat, and maybe a PhD in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is what Prabhupada actually desired when he opened up these courses, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta and Bhakti Sarvabhauma. He said Bhakti Sarvabhauma is PhD level, Bhakti Vaibhav and Bhakti Vedanta is like postgraduate level, and Bhagavad Gita is undergraduate level. So we want to congratulate, actually we are giving Bhakti Shastris like undergraduate course certificate to all the wonderful devotees who have taken it up and who are receiving their graduation certificate today. This is, we call it a Bhakti convocation, wherein people are being confirmed the Bhakti title and they have got an undergraduate course in Bhakti. And I hope and pray that they will move forward and become PhDs and spread this knowledge very widely. This is our vision for the Academy, and we hope and pray that this will come to its fruition, and in this way we can advance the cause of Krishna consciousness in this world. Thank you very much. Om Tat Sat. So I'll take this opportunity to also recognize a core team in the Academy who are already the driving force. They always remain backstage. They don't come in the front much, but today I'm going to force them to come here and actually introduce them to you. It is not Bhaktivinoda Swami alone do it. Actually, these are the people who actually carry it out, and under them there are many facilitators, and they do a wonderful, great job. So I'd like to call upon Karunadi Krishna Kumar Das Prabhu, call upon Kunja Mohini Devi Dasi, call upon Sugunavati, call upon Sugunavati Ganita Devi Dasi, call upon Subhangi Devi Dasi, His Grace Shankarshan Gaurav Prabhu to come forward here. All of them wonderful wonderful individuals, wonderful devotees working for many, many years, promoting the academy. Then amazing amount of service, and they like to keep on the backside, but I'm pushing them ahead today to make them known. Kunjumohini Devi Dasi does all the administration, coordination, and a lot of work in the center. Karanadi Krishna Kumar does the frontline management and PR work and contacting institutions, helping things, like an all-rounder. Sankarshan Gaurav Prabhu helps a lot with facilitation and sourcing facilitators and helping with facilitation very deeply. And we are amazed to know many of them are lecturers and professors. Karunadi Krishna Kumar is also a lecturer, professor for management studies, and Sankarshan Gaurav Prabhu did his MTech, it was a lecturer in GCT teaching engineering, and Sugunavati Lalita is a computer science professor from CIT, she is retired and fully dedicated as a mom. Subhangi Induleka Devidasi is also an IT lady and who is coordinating all the courses online. So they do an immense amount of service. So today I will take this opportunity to recognize them and give them a token of honor. Calling upon Sankarshan Gaurav Prabhu. Thank you very much, Sankarshan Gaurav Prabhu. I'd like to call upon Shukadev Maharaj also, please. Karunabdi Krishna Kumar Prabhu. Sugunavati Lalita Devi Dasi. Subhangi Induleka Devi Dasi. Kunja Mohini Devi Dasi. So, I'd like to heartfully, gratefully thank all of these wonderful devotees. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj's first words whenever he spoke about academy is preaching is different from teaching, and that we realize once when we enroll in any program conducted by His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. I had the opportunity to serve under him for a few years, and anybody who walks in the Gita Life program, which is one of the flagship programs, usually entrepreneurs and business people, on the first day when they come in with that big cap. Same day evening when they go out, they remove the cap and go. That doesn't normally happen, and that is magic. So teaching is an art, and Maharaj has let many of us learn that art step by step. COVID gave a different dimension.
The day when lockdown was announced, our Bhagavad Gita overview 18 days program was announced. The next day on the lockdown, the first course in Bhagavad Gita overview 18 days was started by BV Academy in Coimbatore by His Holiness Dr. Maharaj. Later it became the talk of the town and talk of the world, and there were lakhs of people who benefited from that. And he also made sure that people who study, they do not get left in the middle of the road. So there were follow-up sessions, and anybody and everybody was allowed to interact with them. The outstanding feature of courses from Bhaktivedanta Academy is when the teaching part takes about 45 minutes, the question and answer session will take sometimes even more than that, which is a key element in learning. Because we go down to the level of the doubts and then clarify the doubts specifically, clearly, well. Not to only the learned people. Maharaj used to clear the doubts of a 3-year-old student and also 75-year-old student at the same level. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for receiving blessings in this way of learning. And we thank each and every one who is present here to have spent a considerable amount of their busy time in serving Sri Prabhupada's movement, and also for promising that they will take it forward in the future. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, I'd like to share a few words. I was also serving under His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Maharaj for many years in organizing so many programs in the colleges. So basically, when I was working in the GCT, and then being a government institution, it's very difficult to organize a spiritual program. So like somehow our principal has agreed for that. And then we organized one day an impact seminar. It's called titled as Matter Does Not Matter. Still I remember in 2004. So around 500 students they attended, and then out of that 100 students registered for self-development session. Every day I was inviting principal to come to the session. I used to invite. So principal, no, I will come tomorrow, I will come tomorrow, I will come. So because mostly Maharaj will speak about a lot of scientific subject. He quotes Einstein, he quotes Newton. So initially he will never introduce the spiritual topic of Bhagavad Gita. Slowly he will introduce. So I thought the principal will come during first 2 days, 3 days, he will get inspiration and then he will appreciate. Like that I was thinking, but he didn't come for 4 or 5 days. The last day, the session was mantra meditation. Everybody, all the students are closing their eyes and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The principal all of a sudden came on that day. What is going on here? So he was surprised, everyone was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamudra. Still I couldn't forget that. So like that in many institutions, so it was all golden moments. So being serving under the guidance of Maharaj. So when Maharaj inspired so many youths in the colleges, very thankful to Maharaj. Hare Krishna. And we have a very special guest with us. So we requested His Grace Jagat Shakshi Prabhu. His Grace Jagat Shakshi Prabhu is serving as a temple president in ISKCON Coimbatore for many years. Jagat Shakshi Prabhu is also from Coimbatore and he is an old student of His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. So he was serving under the guidance of Maharaj for many since 1990. So and then so he is very famous and inspiring many individuals in online preaching programs, and he organizes many yatras, inspiring so many individuals. So we like to request His Grace Jagat Shakshi to come to the stage. So we like to request His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Maharaj to felicitate His Grace Jagat Shakshi. Prabhuji to speak a few words.
ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. இந்த வெள்ளி விழா நிகழ்ச்சி நிர்வாகிகள் என்கிட்ட 2 வார்த்தை தமிழில் பேச சொன்னாங்க. அதாவது ஒரே ஒரு விஷயம், ஒரு நிமிஷம்தான். பிரபுபாதர் வந்து gave importance for preaching, teaching and training. சில ஆன்மீகவாதிகள் பிரச்சாரம் செய்வாங்க, சில எஜுகேஷனல் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ் வந்து சொல்லிக் கொடுப்பாங்க, டீச்சிங் பண்ணுவாங்க, மற்ற சிலர் வந்து ட்ரைனிங் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஆனால் பிரபுபாதருடைய இந்த கல்வி கழகம் இந்த 3ஐயுமே முழுமையாக செய்தது. எல்லாருக்கும் பிரச்சாரம் நடந்தது, அதுக்கப்புறம் சொல்லிக் கொடுத்தாங்க, சாஸ்திரத்தின் நுட்பங்களை விளக்கி கொடுத்தார்கள், அதற்கப்புறம் ட்ரைனிங்கும் நடந்தது. அதாவது ஒரு பெரிய கார் கம்பெனி உடைமை அவருடைய பேரப்பிள்ளை, த ஃபேமஸ் ஃபோர்டு ஃபேமிலி, அவ்வளவு பெரிய செல்வந்தருக்கு பிரபுபாதர் ரசகுல்லா எப்படி பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லி கொடுத்தார். ஒரு பெரிய கல்வியின் பேராசிரியர், கல்லூரியின் பேராசிரியர் வந்தாரு. பிரபுபாதர் அவர் கையில் இருந்து சிகரெட்டை எடுத்துட்டு உடல் நலத்துக்கு எவ்வளவு கேடு அதை பற்றி சொல்லி கொடுத்தார். ஸோ the one and only, அவர் என்ன சொல்றது, முழுமையான சொல்யூஷன் தந்தது ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாதர் மட்டும்தான், வேற யாருமே கிடையாது. அந்த பாதையை பின்தொடர்ந்து தவ திரு பக்தி வினோத் சுவாமி மகாராஜ் இந்த பக்தி வேதாந்த அகாடமியை 25 வருடத்துக்கு முன்னதாக ஆரம்பிச்சதாக சொல்றாங்க. ஆனா அது உண்மை கிடையாது. 30 வருடங்களுக்கு முன்னாடி மகாராஜ் வந்து இந்த ஏகப்பட்ட கல்வி கழகங்கள், கல்லூரிகள் எல்லாம் போய் பல வேற பேர்கள்ல இதை சொல்லி கொடுத்திருக்கிறாரு. நான் வந்து ஒரு பள்ளிக்கூட மாணவனா அவர் கூட போய் சில சின்ன பேம்ப்ளெட்ஸ் எல்லாம் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணி, அவர் சொல்லி கொடுத்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் இந்த ஹல்வா டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணி அதெல்லாம் பண்ணியிருக்கிறேன். ஆனா ஒரே ஒரு விஷயம் நான் சொல்றது இந்த அவையில பொருந்துமான்னு எனக்கு தெரியாது. மகாராஜுடைய விஷனுக்கு தகுந்த மேடை இதுவரையும் கிடைக்கல. ஏன்னா அவ்வளவு திறமையும் விஷனும் அவருக்கு சிந்தனைகளும் இருக்கு. பெரிய பெரிய உலகத்துல மேலாளர்கள், சிந்தனையாளர்கள்லாம் பேசும்போது மகாராஜ் கிளாஸ்ல சொல்லி இருக்காரு, இது கூட விளையாட்டா நம்ம கூட பங்கு வச்சிருக்காரு அப்படின்னு தோணும். அவருக்கு தகுந்த மேடை, அவருடைய சிந்தனைகள், அவருடைய நோக்கம், அவருடைய எண்ணம், கருத்துக்கள், அதை வெளியிட தகுந்த மேடை இதுவரை கிடைக்கல. நம்ம எல்லாம் முயற்சி பண்ணி இந்த பக்தி வேதாந்த அகாடமி இனியும் செழிப்பாக சிறப்பாக பல மடங்கு வளர வேண்டும் என்று பிரார்த்தித்துக் கொண்டு என் வார்த்தையை நிறுத்துகிறேன்.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much Prabhu for kindly accepting our invitation. So thank you for your presence here. And we like to request His Grace Vanamali Gopal Prabhu also to come to the stage. So His Grace Vanamali Gopal Prabhu is serving as a temple manager in Coimbatore temple, and he is also from Coimbatore. So he also got so much of inspiration from His Holiness Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj, and he is a senior faculty member of our Bhaktivedanta Academy. So he is teaching, he has completed Bhaktivedanta session and is teaching in Bhaktivedanta Academy for more than 10-15 years. So we like to request Holiness Maharajas to felicitate this Vanamali Gopal Prabhu. பிரபுவும் ஒரு சில வார்த்தைகள் பேச அழைக்கிறேன்.
ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. நம்மளுடைய ஃபேமஸ், நம்மளுடைய ஃபவுண்டர் ஆச்சாரியோடைய வேர்ட் வந்து சாண்ட் ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா, பி ஹாப்பி. ஆக்சுவலி எப்படி பி ஹாப்பியாக இருக்கிறதுங்கிறதுக்கு வந்து கிருஷ்ணர் வந்து பகவத்கீதையில் சொல்கிறார், மச்சித்தா மத்கித பிராணா போதை இந்த பரஸ்பரம் ததயந்தஸ்ட மாம் நித்யம் துஷ்யந்தி சரமந்தி. ஆக்சுவலி நம்ம வந்து பகவானை பற்றி முழுமையாக டீப்பாக தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டோம், அவரை பற்றி நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம்னா நமக்கு 2 கிடைக்கும். ஒன்று வந்து துஷ்யந்தி ரமந்தி, சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன் அண்ட் ஹாப்பினஸ். ஆக்சுவலி பக்தி நம்ம சுகதேவ மகாராஜ் ரொம்ப நாளாக சொன்னார். என்ன சொன்னார்னா, நம்ம வந்து எஜுகேஷன் படிக்கலாம், நிறைய சம்பாதிக்கலாம், பட் உண்மையான மகிழ்ச்சி கிடைக்குமா? அந்த உண்மையான மகிழ்ச்சியை கொடுக்கறதுக்காக பக்தி வினோத் சுவாமி மகாராஜ் ஆக்சுவலி நம்ம ஜெகசாட்சி பிரபு சொன்னார், அவர் 30 வருஷமாக ட்ரை பண்ணுறாருன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. பட் நான் அதையும் மறுக்கிறேன், 35 வருஷமாக ட்ரை பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஏன்னா மகாராஜோடைய தொடர்பு இருக்கிற 91 நமக்கு தொடர்பு கிடைச்சிது. நம்ம வந்து நான் அடிக்கடி சொல்லணும்னு நினச்சேன், எல்லாத்தையும் நான் பகிர்ந்துக்கிறேன். நம்ம வந்து பக்தி சித்தாந்த சரஸ்வதியை நேரில் பார்க்கல, ஆனால் மகாராஜை பார்க்கும் பொழுது எனக்கு இந்த ஃபீலிங் வந்தது. உங்களுக்கும் வந்திருக்கலாம். ஏன்னா மகாராஜ் வந்து ஒரு விஷயத்தை அப்படியே நைஸாக இதயத்தில் இறக்கிடுவார். ஆக்சுவலி கிருஷ்ணருக்காக வாழணும். நம்ம மகாராஜுக்கு இந்த கற்றுக்கிட்ட பாடம் என்னன்னா, கிருஷ்ணருக்காக வாழணும். நம்ம உலகமே வந்து கடவுளை கும்பிடுது, வாழ்றதுக்காக கடவுளை கும்பிடுறோம். ஆனால் கிருஷ்ணருக்காக வாழணுங்கிற விஷயத்தை மகாராஜிலிருந்து கற்றுக்கிட்டேன். நான் வந்து இது நான் வந்து லைஃப் ஆஃப்டர் லைஃப் இன்டர்பிரட் டு ஹிம். அதே மாதிரி நம்ம படிக்க போகும்போது ஆக்சுவலி எஜுகேஷனுங்கிறது அவர் ரத்தத்தில் ஹி வாண்ட் டு கிவ். இப்போ ஜெகசாட்சி பிரபு சொன்ன மாதிரி அவருடைய விஷன் எல்லாம் நிறைவேறதுக்கு நம்ம எல்லாருமே சேர்ந்து ஒர்க் பண்ணணும். இந்த உலகத்தில் வந்து எத்தனை மக்கள் இருக்காங்க, எல்லாருக்கும் போய் கிருஷ்ண பக்தி சேரணும். அந்த விஷனை வந்து நிறைவேறதுக்கு நானும் வந்து ஒரு பாட்டாக இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இன்னைக்கு எல்லாருமே வந்து மகாராஜோடைய பிளஸிங் எனக்கு இன்னைக்கு கேட்டுக்கிறேன். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா.
Hare Krishna, we like to express our sincere gratitude to His Grace Vanamali Gopal Prabhu, and Prabhu will be receiving a memento from hands of Maharajas.
Hare Krishna, we would like to call upon the facilitators of the Academy, His Grace Srinivas Haridas, CEO Facilitator, Chief Financial Controller. His Grace Coimbatore, Senior Facilitator, and other facilitators, please stand in the line here. Ishwar Shakti Devi Das, Her Grace Ishwar Shakti Devi Dasi, Her Grace Padma Shakti Devi Dasi. His Grace Sabhuja Gaura Das, Her Grace Ishwar Shakti Devi Dasi, Senior Facilitator. Her Grace Padma Shakti Devi Dasi, Senior Facilitator. Her Grace Padma Shakti Devi Dasi, Senior Facilitator. His Grace Sabhuja Gaura Das, Senior Facilitator. His Grace Silver Gaura Das, Senior Facilitator. Her Grace Hemani Radha Devi Grace Kanai Radhakanta Das, His Grace Ramadoji Das,
Her Grace Keshav Priya Madhavi Mataji, Her Grace Vidya Swarupini Keshavi Mataji, Her Grace Vijayada Vishnu Priya Mataji, Her Grace Vedavati Kamala Mataji, His Grace Manoranjan Nitai Prabhu, His Grace Giri Govardhan Prabhu, His Grace Sadpuja Vivambara Prabhu,
Her Grace Radhakanta Das, Facilitator, so His Grace Radhakanta Das, Facilitator, His Grace Bhagavat Amrito Das, Coordinator and Senior Facilitator for Bengali PS, Her Grace Sita Madhavi Devi Dasi, Facilitator. We are reading the list of facilitators who came as guests. His Holiness Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj, His Grace Benjanikari Das, His Grace Arthur Krishna Das, His Grace Radhesham Das, His Grace Jaya Gopinath Das, His Grace Vamaneshwar Das, His Grace Damodar Das, His Grace Arthur Krishna Das, His Grace Vamsi Vadan Das, His Grace Hemarupa Chaitanya Das, His Grace Hari Gopal Das, His Grace Divya Leela Devi Das, Her Grace. To facilitate other devotees who work behind the screen for our all Bhaktivedanta Academy activities. Her Grace Sudevi Sarangata Devi, His Grace Sudareshwara Mukunda Das, coordinating 80 days Gita. Sudevi Mataji is assisting in coordination of BST and BBT. His Grace Murali Hasta Das, all flex printing and mounting. His Grace Sheva Parayan Das, infrastructure. His Grace Vaikuntheshwar Das, promotion of Malayalam Bhakti Shastri and others. His Grace Samadhashi Ramachandra Das, assessment translating PPTs from English to Tamil. Bhakta Aravindan, technical support. Bhakta Jagan, technical support. Her Grace Krishna Kanta Devi Dasi, mementos. His Grace Bharata Chaitanya Das, full support whenever needed in bringing things for BV Academy. Bhaktini Manju, helping in keeping records of BV Academy. Her Grace Anupama Agalayani Devi Dasi, housekeeping and things arrangement. Her Grace Anupama Madhavi Devi Dasi, she is the main cook for BVA for such a long time and ready to help always for BVA at any time. Please Bhakti Vaibhava students to be ready to receive their awards. Bhakti Vaibhava English 2020, Achyut Gopinath Das Prabhuji. Alakrita Sudevi Devi Dasi, Ishar Shakti Devi Dasi, Jagannath Kanta Das, Keshapriya Madhugopal Das, Prabhuji, Manasavi Gopi Devi Dasi, Padma Shaki Devi Dasi, Ramadauji Das, Subramani Lalita Devi Dasi, Sadbuj Gaura Haridas, Vijayva Vishnupriya Devi Dasi, Kalavani Rajasevani Devi Dasi, Vedavati Gaura Devi Dasi, Kanai Radha Das, Kanai Radha Das, Vidya Swarpini Kesavi Devi Dasi, Shubhami Induleka Devi Dasi, Kirtaneshwar Gaura Das, Hemami Radha Devi Dasi, Ram Daksha Das, Lodapandan, Prabhuji, Manibhushan Madhava Das, Rotary Balaram Das, Utsavamai Gopika Didi, Baravindran Prabhuji, Bhaskar Krishna Das, Varadashaki Devi Dasi, Tunjumarami Devi Dasi, Alavi Ramya, Anjana, Anu, Appara Kangalika Didi, Devaki Sumuki Devi Dasi, Grishma, Janava Jayashri Didi, Sarvajaya Didi, Kritika Reddy, Madhapriya Madhumari Didi, Mahavina Mandali Devi Dasi, Modini Satyabama Devi Dasi, Palaka Mukunda Das, Shaila Lakshmi Mandali Devi Dasi, Sundari Harini Devi Dasi, Srivas Krishna Chaitanya Das, Suilashmi Mandali Devi Dasi, Swarnangi Vishaka Devi Dasi, Tulasi Pushpasara Devi Dasi, Utkarshni Gopika Devi Dasi, Vrinda Preeti Devi Dasi, Vijaya Muhurta Das. We request devotees come and collect your participation certificate for Bhakti Vaibhav. Next, Bhakti Shastri English, please be ready. English Bhakti students, please be ready. Subhashini, Bala Sriniti, Subhashini, Devi, Bala Sriniti, Prabhavi Gopi Devi Dasi, Suchitra Seva Parayani Devi Dasi, Suchitra Seva Parayani Devi Dasi, Rama Sri Lakshmi Devi Dasi, Santushta Haripriya Devi Dasi, Santushta Haripriya Devi Dasi, Sudhani Krishna Devi Dasi, Santushta Haripriya, Sudhani Krishna Devi Dasi, जी ऊर्जेश्वरी माधवी देवी दासी, ऊर्जेश्वरी माधवी देवी दासी, कृष्ण कुमारी, शर्मिला जी, जयवर्षिणी, सुदेवी सारंगता देवी दासी, सीता प्रेममयी देवी दासी, प्रमीला कृष्ण, विघ्ननाशन वासुदेव दास, तीर्थतिलक कृष्णदास, मंजरी गोपी दीदी, देवपति दीनेश्वर दास, अनुरागिनी सुदेवी देवी दासी, जगत उदाहरण निचाय दास, अखिलेश मुरली, अनीता मुरली, so Bhakti Shastri Tamil, please be ready. Bhakti Shastri Tamil, please be ready. Anandini Tungavidya Devi Dasi, Anita B. Anita, those who want to give testimony to experience in this Bhaktivedanta Academy, we can go to the reception and it is being recorded there. We request students to give your testimony of your experience here in Bhaktivedanta Academy. Those who have received certificates, please go to the reception. Thakurani Haripriya Devi Dasi, Varada Chaitanya Das, Parashakti Madhavi Devi Dasi, Damodar Deena Dayal Das, सुंदरेश्वरी राधा देवीदासी, उत्तम कृष्ण सेविनी देवीदासी उमा श्रीधर, मंगल लक्ष्मी देवीदासी, विश्वकवि अच्युतदास, सफिरेखा कृष्णप्रिया देवीदासी, अंबु कविता के, पुष्पहासिनी कीर्तिदा देवीदासी, रेणुका गोपू, एस कलैसेल्वी, डी जयप्रदा, गुणनिधि गौरदास, गुणनिधि गौरदास, पद्मलोचनी कुंभविद्या देवीदासी, ज्योतिमणि टी, कृष्ण गायत्री, सेल्वी टी, ईशानी चित्रा देवी दासी, शुभांग निताचंद दास, कविप्रिया यशोमती देवीदासी, उत्साहमयी गोपिका देवीदासी, एसआर प्रिया, आनंदप्रदा हरिप्रिया देवीदासी, अनिता वी, अदिति देवीदासी, मणिभूषण माधवदास, जयदायिनी गौरप्रिया देवीदासी, सुशीला वैजयंती देवीदासी, उज्ज्वल रुक्मणी देवीदासी, लक्ष्मी कृष्ण दास, कृष्ण ब्रजराज दास, रुक्मणी करुणेश्वरी देवीदासी, தமிழ்ல சர்டிபிகேட் வாங்கணும் எல்லாரும். உங்களுடைய இந்த பக்தி அகாடமியில உங்களுடைய அந்த அனுபவத்துல நீங்க ஒரு முன்னாடி போய் நீங்க சாட்சி பதிவு பண்ணலாம். ரிசப்ஷன்ல ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் எல்லாருக்கும் குரூப் போட்டோ இருக்கு, யாரும் போயிட வேண்டாம். பேட்ச் பேட்சா குரூப் போட்டோ இருக்கு, யாரும் போயிட வேண்டாம். Next, Bhakti Shastri offering hero batch, please be ready. Can come and stand offering hero. Yes, Dharanidhar, Bala Subramanian K, Jyoti Lakshmi R, Kavita C, Kubulavana Govinda Das, please go to the first Dharanidhar Prabhu Bala Subramanian, Jyoti Lakshmi, Kavita, Kubulavana Govinda Das, Lakshmi Narayan B, Mahadeshwaran A.S., Meghala S, Meghala D, Murugesan A, Bhakti Shastri Keynote participant, please be ready. Total Bhakti Shastri participants, not only Keynote. So நான் பேர் வாசிக்கிறேன், கொஞ்சம் எல்லாம் இங்க வந்து நின்னுட்டீங்கன்னா கொஞ்சம் ஈஸியா இருக்கும். அனிதா, அனுபமா, சந்திரிகா பாலன், பாரதி, பூபதி தேவி, நீங்க பார்ட்டிசிபேட்ஸ் இங்கே லைன் ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிடுங்க. பூபதி தேவி, தேவராஜ், தனசேகரன், கோபதி எஸ், கோபு எம், கலையரசி டி, கண்மணி, கஸ்தூரி, கிருஷ்ணராஜ், நல்லமுத்து, ராஜேஸ்வரி, ருக்மணி கருணேஸ்வரி தேவி. ஆக்சுவலி பக்தி சாஸ்திரி டிகிரியில வந்து ஈரோடு ரெண்டு பேர், ருக்மணி கருணேஸ்வரி அண்ட் கே சண்முகம். ருக்மணி கருணேஸ்வரி, கே சண்முகம் they received the degree. சஜித் குமார், சங்கமித்ரா, சரண்யா கே, சசிரேகா, சண்முகம் கே, தேன்மணி என், தியாகராஜன் என்.டி., தியாகராஜன் ஆர்.என்., துளசிமணி, வேலுமணி, கோவிந்தம்மா, மணிமேகலை, சரவணன், ராஜேஸ்வரி, மங்களம், பொன்சாரதி, பாகீரதி, லதா, ராமசாமி, சிவப்பிரியா, சுச்சரு கிருஷ்ணகாந்தா தேவிதாசி, கண்மணி,
அப்படின்னு 20 நிமிஷம் தான் இருக்கு. 20 நிமிஷம் தான் இருக்கு.
காடு மாதிரி மாற்றி காடு மாற்ற
காடு இருக்கா?
சேர்ந்தாச்சு.
தியாகராஜன் எம்பி, தியாகராஜன் ஆர்.என்., எம்பி தியாகராஜன்.
announcement. Devotees of Bhakti Shastri Malayalam, please get ready. आनंदमय हरिहर दास,
We would like to hand over certificates of devotees team for participating in Gita Town, folk and various other activities. Hare Krishna. Requesting Madhukapa Prabhu to come onto the stage.
Hare Krishna. At Bhaktivedanta Academy, it is an extreme pleasure and privilege to express our heartfelt sincere thanks to His Holiness Sukadev Swami Maharaj, who is here extending his association in a very, very short intimation. We are ready. Let us all loudly chant the name of the Lord and express our heartfelt sincere thanks to all the Hare Krishna. ஒரு தாழ்மையான விண்ணப்பம் வந்திருக்கக்கூடிய அனைவரும் இருந்து அடுத்து நடைபெறுகின்ற பிரம்மாண்டமான மிகவும் பரவசமான ஜனரஞ்சகமான நாடகத்தை கண்டு ரசித்து உங்களுடைய ஆதரவை தெரிவித்திருமாறு தாழ்மையுடன் கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். இது ஒரு multifaceted personalities பண்ற drama. It is going to integrate almost 3 states, தமிழ்நாடு, கேரளா எல்லாத்தையும் இணைத்து பண்ணக்கூடிய ஒரு அற்புதமான முயற்சி. தயவு செய்து இருந்து இதை நீங்கள் பார்க்க வேண்டும் என்று கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். இந்த சமயத்தில் இன்னொரு ரிமைண்டர் கூட, நாளைய தினம் ஒரு மிக முக்கியமான நிகழ்வு நம்முடைய வளாகத்தில் நடைபெற உள்ளது. கோவை சந்திரா வளாகத்தில் அடித்தளத்தில் செமி பேஸ்மெண்ட்ல பக்தி வேதாந்த அகாடமிக்காக நம்ம ஏற்படுத்தியிருக்கக்கூடிய ஆடியோ விஷுவல் ஹால்ஸ், கிட்டத்தட்ட 3 பிரம்மாண்டமான ஹால்ஸ், முழுவதும் முடிக்கப்பட்ட இந்த ஹால்ஸை
This is from introduction. Srimad Bhagavatam also glorifies the holy name. We can see it in Ajamla story. Please see that.
My son, water. My son Narayana, give me water.
He has chanted the holy name while dying. Chanting is medicine for Kali-yuga. Only if you do chanting is it enough? No, Mataji. Srila Prabhupada has told philosophy without religion is mental speculation, and religion without philosophy is empty.
Anjali Mataji, can you explain a bit more?
Yes, Mataji. So I will explain further, okay? See this?
If you simply read our book very carefully, then immediately this disease of anxiety is, because on account of the various things, product of the common mood and everything, that is we are powered by the common mood and Rajasana. Rajasana is greediness and lust. So we have to really want to become free from anxiety. Then we have to learn how to keep this, how to avoid this anxiety to Rajasana.
We have studies related to Buddhism, which is not different from Vedic culture.
Exactly.
If you are going to think,
You are a devotee because you are going to the temple and sometimes you are chanting mantras and all. If you don't read the scriptures, you will be a sentimental mental platform only.
Sick. I even took some tablets suggested by my friend and I'm still not okay. I think I should take some tests and go and meet a proper doctor.
Doctor, come in. Doctor, good morning. Hello.
I've been sick for some time and they said I should take tests and meet you. Will you please guide me?
I have checked your medical reports, but it seems you haven't been taking the medicines that I gave you.
Oh, I understand, doctor. I just thought that if I see you it is enough, I feel better, so I didn't take the medicines, doctor.
Just getting a prescription and reading it will not make you good and healthy. Oh, also taking medicines without a prescription will not make you healthy either.
Oh, I understand that now, doctor. That not only should I get a proper prescription, but I should also follow that prescription. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much.
Please take your medicines and return.
Yes, doctor.
So, getting a prescription but not taking the medicine, it just doesn't work.
Yes. Just dry philosophy without serving Krishna with love is useless and it will only end in mental speculations like I am God, you are God, there is no God.
Always better to read the scriptures with the help of a guru, a bona fide guru, and follow the guru. Here, Srila Prabhupada is the doctor, and the instructions given in his book is the adequate prescription. As a doctor, I think I can relate to the story better now.
Yes. Also now the doctor can help better because reading Srila Prabhupada's books will help in preaching to others. Let us see this in a book distribution role.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Acharya Srila Rupa Goswami, which teaches the devotee about the do's and don'ts, what he should do and shouldn't do to advance in bhakti. Through the 11 slokas in this book, takes us to the highest level of service to Radha. And Srila Prabhupada has given the explanation and purport for this slokas, which is very easy to understand and follow.
Wow, that's interesting. I'll take the book, Prabhu. And the last time you were given me Bhagavad Gita, which says about who I am, who Krishna is, what is this material world, and what is time and karma. So, Srila Prabhupada has given beautiful explanations in that book.
Thank you, Mother.
Thank you. I love reading Srila Prabhupada's books. But just reading books, we know what we have to do with ourselves. I'm feeling a lot of earnestness to study Srila Prabhupada's books. Now it is very, very important.
Yes, that's why Srila Prabhupada has introduced so many courses like Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaidya. You can join these courses and know more about Krishna. Join Bhaktivedanta Academy, Bhakti Shastri courses, and you can scrutinizingly read Srila Prabhupada's books.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's exactly what Prabhupada wanted, isn't it? Let us all join Coimbatore Bhaktivedanta Academy success course. Following Srila Prabhupada, our Bhaktivedanta Maharaj gives lot of importance for learning scriptures. So let us all join Bhakti Shastri course and get benefited. Yes, let us all join.
Bhaktivedanta Academy in Coimbatore started in 2000, adopting wholeheartedly Srila Prabhupada's mission to educate one and all in Shastric knowledge. Bhaktivedanta Academy has been doing Bhakti Shastri courses since 2004. We welcome you all on board. Now all of you kindly put the videos on. Classes will start immediately. Like that the class progressed from Sri Ishopanishad to the nectar of instruction, the Bhagavad Gita as it is, and finally the nectar of devotion. And all of us through classes, readings, assignments, group discussions, presentations, and also the exams. And finally today at the Silver Jubilee celebration of Bhaktivedanta Academy, the participants are graduating and sharing their realizations and experiences of the Bhakti Shastri course.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. அனைவருக்கும் எனது பணிவான வணக்கங்கள். இந்த பக்தி சாஸ்திரி பேட்ச் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண உடனே நானும் ஜாயின் பண்ணணும்னு ஆசைப்பட்டு ஜாயின் பண்ணேன். பட் படிக்கணும் அப்படின்னா பெரிய இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இல்லை. ஒரு கிளாஸ் அட்டென்ட் பண்ணணும், எக்ஸாமுக்கு ரெடி பண்ணிக்கணும், கொஸ்டின்ஸ் படிச்சுக்கணும், ஸ்லோகா ஸ்டேஷனுக்கெல்லாம் கரெக்டாக பண்ணணும், அவ்வளோதான். அப்போ இந்த பக்தி சாஸ்திரி நடந்துட்டு இருக்கும் போதே ஒரு தடவை மகாராஜ் மீட் பண்ணுற சான்ஸ் கிடச்சிது. அப்போ நாங்கள் பக்தி சாஸ்திரி பற்றி பேசிட்டு இருக்கும்போது மகாராஜ் கேட்டாங்க எப்படி போயிட்டு இருக்க கிளாஸ். நான் என்னோட இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் சொன்னேன். எனக்கு படிக்கிறத விட டிடி ட்ரெஸ் பண்ணுறது, ஜுவல்ஸ் மேக் பண்ணணும், ஆர்டர் டெக்கரேட் பண்ணணும், குக்கிங் பண்ணணும், இதெல்லாம் தான் என்னோட இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட். படிக்கிறத விட நான் லாஸ்ட் தான் மகாராஜ்னு சொன்னப்போ மகாராஜ் சொன்னாங்க, சர்வீஸ் பண்ணணும்னா ஏன் சர்வீஸ் பண்ணணும்னு தெரியணும்னா ஸ்கிரிப்சர்ஸ் படிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் நான் அதை எக்ஸாமுக்காக ரெடி பண்ணாமல் நான் புரிஞ்சு படிக்க ஆரம்பிச்சேன். அப்புறம் ரவீனா பிரபு கிளாஸில் அவர் ஒரு டாபிக் டீச் பண்ணிட்டு அடுத்த டாபிக் போகும்போது உங்களுக்கு எவ்வளோ டவுட்ஸ் இருக்குதோ எத்தனை டைம் வேணாலும் கேளுங்க, ஒரே டவுட்டை 100 டைம்ஸ் கேட்டால் கூட நான் சொல்லித்தரேன்னு சொன்னேன். இப்போ எனக்கு தோணுச்சு, டீச் பண்ணுறவங்க இவ்வளோ கேர் எடுத்து நமக்கு பண்ணும்போது நாம ஏன் நல்லா படிக்கக்கூடாது அப்படின்னு இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் கொடுத்து படிக்க என்னோட ரியலைசேஷன் ஷேர் பண்ணுறதுக்கு சான்ஸ் கொடுத்ததுக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் நன்றி. ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா.
Hare Krishna, I have something to say. Krishna consciousness is like a campfire that's set in a cold desert in the dark. This material world is a desert. We all are search for light and warmth in the cold, in the dark. Reaching for fire has not my thing until I found this way. Bhakti Shastri has been a great guidance in my journey of attaining Krishna consciousness. I have realized that has been about the material things, the connection between us and Krishna, the proper way of devotion, and more. My realization is that more we try to reach Krishna, the lesser the material issues will affect. Now I can see the light of the fire and feel the warmth of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
You become so poetic. Krishna Mataji, you wanted to share your experience, right?
Yes, Mataji. I will show you a glimpse of my house before and after Bhakti Shastri. How the 3 modes have, the influence of 3 modes have changed.
Husband is coming home after office.
Hello, I'm home.
It's very hard. Buy an AC.
What? Buy an AC? You just don't seem to understand. I'm paying EMI for the house loan. I'm paying EMI for the washing machine. And now you want an air conditioner? You just don't seem to understand the simple things.
Yes, you have money for your friends. You have money for your relatives. When it comes to me, you don't have money.
Money for your friends, money for your relatives. You know, I've been slow the whole day. I'm hungry. Can't you just get some food?
I'm having a headache.
Headache. What's the matter? Why are you just standing there and staring at the wall?
Go and study.
So the next day,
In our temple, they are starting Bhakti Shastri course. Shall we join?
You want to join Bhakti Shastri course in the temple? Alright, why not? You can.
Thank you.
and now after few months of Bhakti Shastri course, the scene is like this.
Many times, but it's not so clear. Now I know Gita that others are not the reason for my misery. Why I am fighting like this? Why I am getting angry like this? Anger causes delusion. I should be more soft with my people. I have to change from inside. Thank you, Krishna.
Hello, I'm home. Don't know what's going to happen today. What is she going to demand to me? Let me see. Thank you. What's happening here? Oh, it must be that Bhakti Shastri she joined. Thank you, Krishna. There's some peace in the house now. I'm going to tell my friends also to put their wives for Bhakti Shastri. There's some peace in the house.
Prashadam ready, prepare your favorites.
Wow. Prashadam ready? Something happening here? Did you make kucha? Paneer butter masala?
Yes.
Salad?
Yes, I have also prepared jamuns. I have prepared carrot cake, which is very good for your eyes.
Wow, something is really happening over here. Thank you, Krishna. This Bhakti Shastri has made my home from nothing into sword. Wonderful, Krishna Mataji, you have changed a lot.
lot.
Sharmila, you also have a story to tell? Yes, Mataji. Bhakti Shastri has brought some changes in my life too. Look at what happened between me and my husband.
Come here. Look at this. Another 2 BHK flat, and that one in the most posh area. We buy it, we rent it, and we become rich in 10 years.
House? How many houses do we need? We already have 4 houses rented out. Isn't that enough?
My dear wife, just imagine, we earn, we invest. Can you imagine the luxury, the security, even our own beach house, Sharmi?
No. Did you see the morning when I was reading Isha Vision? You know what it says?
Some spiritual funda. I tell you something, logical funda. Sharmi, money, wealth is the goal of human life.
Of course, every human in this material world is thinking that accumulating wealth is the goal, which actually is not. Our goal is to serve the Lord. You know, as per the Shastric reference from Isha Upanishad, Isha Masam Ida Sarva Yat Kinchara Jara Yachara Tena Tena Bhujiha Ma Vina Tasya Sudhana.
What was all that?
That means God is the provider and the enjoyer. And we have to accept only a quota, not more. Do you know something? That Sri Rupa Goswami, who's a great disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he donated 50% of his wealth to the Lord. So we must be donating 30% to the temple.
Okay, I understand we should do something to serve the Lord, but is it not right to earn and save money to secure our future?
Nothing wrong with maintaining our family, but when we take over, we follow the law. We expend the resources and we disturb the balance. So I suggest that we donate 20% of our savings for the temple construction of the Kovai Chandra project, which is in progress. The Kovai Chandra project, the moon of Kovai, an educational and cultural center, an initiative to impart Vedic wisdom, values to children and also professionals to practice Bhakti Yoga. A stunning, unique neo-Dravidian design reflecting the rich ethos of Tamil history combined with a rich blend of state-of-the-art technology. The Educational Center of Kovai Chandra has one of its main focus areas as imparting value-based education to the new generations by highly trained teachers using experiential learning. And the Cultural Center focuses on facilitating the preservation and growth of traditional Indian culture by providing the facilities and faculties for music and dance, art and drama.
Wow, that sounds like a spiritual mall extending holistic coverage to the whole family. Sharmi, I think we should donate to our Kovai Chandra project. Thank you so much. Haribol.
When used in the service of others purifies us, and we all know here who the real proprietor is.
So we thank our facilitators for the Bhakti Shastri course, His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, His Grace Hari Leela Das Prabhu, His Grace Adi Krishna Das Prabhu, Her Grace Divya Devidasi Mataji, Her Grace Padma Sakhi Devidasi Mataji, Her Grace Keshav Priya Devidasi Mataji, Her Grace Subramati Leela Devidasi Mataji, and also all the co-participants of the Bhakti Shastri course. We also extend our gratitude to Her Grace Unchamohi Devidasi Mataji, Her Grace Shubhangi Induleka Devidasi Mataji, and Arvind Prabhu. And with a heart filled with gratitude for Srila Prabhupada, we sing to Srila Prabhupada.
So all these blessings are due to Prabhupada we are singing a group song. And by reading the Bhagavad Gita, by studying the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavatam and the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can understand the nectarian mellows, the love of Godhead. And if it were not for Prabhupada, all this would not have transpired.
Haribol, Srila Prabhupada Vijay. We thank everyone for staying up here to watch, be with us and encourage us. And please forgive whatever excesses and mistakes we have actually would have done. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let us give a big applause to the wonderful performance given here by the degree holders of Bhakti Shastri. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. ஒரு பெரிய சந்தோஷம். நிறைய பேர் வந்து நீங்க பிரசாரம் பாடல் இருக்கீங்க. அதனால இங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய மக்கள் இன்னும் பல முக்கியமான கருத்துக்கள் அஜாமியாவில் ஆரம்பிச்சு டாக்டர் பிரிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் அதுக்கப்புறம் என்னுடைய சகோதரனை இருக்கக்கூடிய மாற்றங்கள் பக்திசாரனுடைய மகத்துவம் முக்கியத்துவம் இறுதியாக கேசிஎம்சி அதாவது கேசிஇசி கோவை சந்திரா எஜுகேஷனல் கல்ச்சரல் ட்ரஸ்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய மாபெரும் ஒரு அமைப்பை உருவாக்குவதற்காக செய்யக்கூடிய அனைத்து முயற்சிகளை பற்றியுமே ரொம்ப வினாவதியாக நமக்கு எடுத்து உரைத்தார்கள். எல்லோருக்கும் மிகவும் நன்றியுடன் எங்களுடைய நாடகத்தை அரங்கேற்றத்துக்கு ஒரு அனைவருக்கும் நன்றி தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா 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 ஹரே 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 ராமா இந்த சரீரத்தை பற்றி மட்டுமா இல்லை அதை தாண்டிய ஆன்மாவை பற்றியா அதை கற்றுக் கொடுக்கக்கூடிய இடம் BBA. இந்த BBA பேச்சுலர் ஆஃப் வைஷ்ணவ ஆச்சார். வைஷ்ணவருடைய குணத்துடன் ஒருத்தருடைய வாழ்க்கையை எவ்வாறு நடத்தி செல்லலாம் என்பதை கற்றுக் கொடுக்கும் மிக அருமையான கல்வி நிறுவனம் BBA. அதனால் இந்த BBA நிறுவனத்தினுடைய இந்த அருமையான முயற்சிகளில் நீங்கள் பங்கு கொண்டு உங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கையை வெற்றிகரமாக மாற்றிக்கொள்ளுமாறு தாங்கள் கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். இந்த ஏற்பாடு செய்த அனைத்து பக்தர்களுக்கும் மிக மிக இரவு பகல் பாராமல் கடுமையாக உழைத்து பலவிதமான நிலைகளிலேயே இந்த ஒரு அருமையான ஏற்பாடு செய்து கொண்டிருந்தார். அதற்கு தகுதியான இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர், ஆபரேஷனல் திங்ஸ் நிறைய வேலைகளும் பிளான் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அந்த மாதிரியான சேவாக்கள் அனைவருக்கும் நம்முடைய மனமார்ந்த நன்றிகள். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா.